Now at 9, a Neosho County, Kansas attorney pleads guilty in court to a pair of charges. Plus, we'll meet bicyclists traveling 700 miles to raise awareness about the dangers of fentanyl. Plus, we meet the Joplin teen who started his own art club to teach others about his passion.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. The former Neosho County, Kansas attorney Linus Thuston gets a jail sentence after pleading guilty today to criminal charges. Thuston pleaded guilty to misuse of public funds and a sales tax violation, both misdemeanors. The misuse of public funds charge requires forfeiture of office. Now, Thuston resigned from his position on August 13th. The judge in the case sentenced Thuston to 120 days in jail with the possibility for parole after 30 days. He must also pay a $2,500 fine and more than $600 in restitution. A Missouri woman is cycling more than 700 miles to raise awareness for overdose prevention after she lost her brother to fentanyl poisoning. KOAM's Melissa Alexis spoke with Jeanette Krupp about her moving journey.
Destroys your family. You're sad, you're upset.
Jeanette Krupp's brother, Carl, was traveling home on a Greyhound bus from Amarillo, Texas to Owensville, Missouri, when he tragically passed away from a fentanyl overdose.
I decided to switch my route that I have usually done to starting in Amarillo, and it's called Carl's Last Ride, because I'm bringing him back home to where he was planning to go but never made it.
Along her ride, which included a stop in Joplin, she's giving Narcan to gas stations, stores, restaurants, and educating people on how to use it. She says if Narcan was on the bus her brother was on, he may still be alive today.
There's a lot of overdoses or fentanyl poisonings happening at gas stations, so I'm handing out Narcan anywhere that I can, even people on the street that are just walking. I talk to them, we share stories, everyone has a story.
According to the National Institute on Drug Abuse, more than 100,000 people died from a drug overdose in 2022 in the United States. She hopes to help remove the stigma surrounding addiction that could prevent someone from reaching out.
The stigma is the main problem. There's still, so many people that don't even want to talk about it, to act like it's not happening. The embarrassment, and we have to get past that. So in order for us to ever fix this, we're going to have to get past that.
You are not alone. That's the message she wants families to hear while she raises awareness to prevent more tragedies. Reporting in Joplin, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
So far, she's cycled 500 miles of the 700 total miles. Well, Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty joining us now with a first look at weather.
Yeah, and it turned out to be a hot Wednesday for us today. 90 degrees is where we topped out. Average highs 86, so 4 degrees above. Record 102 set back in 1954. And if we go outside, it looks pretty good. Temperature is comfortable. 73 in Joplin, 69 is where we stand in Pittsburgh, 75 Fort Scott, 74 in Welch. Neosho is sitting at 73 degrees, but pretty much clear skies. This is what we're going to see tonight. Here's our next weak little wave that's going to head in as we go through the next 36 hours. So ahead of it, we still warm up right around 90 for afternoon highs for us tomorrow. However, once we get into the evening and the overnight hours, a cold front will start to slice in. That will give us at least some chances for a few sprinkles, maybe a quick shower, but it is going to cool us down as we head toward the weekend. So we're going to be looking at that coming up here in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Doug. The city of Humboldt, Kansas hosted a free car seat check event for the public today. Families could visit the Pregnancy and Family Center to have the safety of their car seat checked by certified technicians. And those technicians also made sure car seats had been installed properly.
Contacted a lot of the clients throughout the week, and they were all very excited about coming in and getting their car seats checked. We had a couple of babies this morning that were too big for their seats, so we got them into new seats that fit properly now. So it's been a great morning.
The event was hosted by the Kansas Traffic Safety Resource Office. Well, art is a way for you to express yourself, but one Joplin teen is hoping to use it to help bring people together too. KOAM Samantha Walker met with the young creator of a monthly art club that's drawing in kids of all ages.
It really has a way for great ideas to hold place, and you can express them on just a blank page.
While he may be just 13 years old, Drake May says he has loved art for years, something he learned from his dad.
I've loved doing art my whole life, so I've always wanted to bring it out there and make it public so that way people can get together and share their ideas and have fun with each other.
Drake decided to use his passion for art to create Art Club, a monthly meetup for kids of any ages. The club is typically free to attend, and Drake acts as an instructor, helping demonstrate different projects and techniques.
Art can be a thing for all ages. It never gets boring. It never just stops. Your ideas just keep going, and you can express it all.
Drake's mother, Tasha, helps him run the club. It makes her emotional to see her son in the club setting, sharing his passion with others.
They're excited to run up and show the class their art. So it's super exciting to see that Drake has created the confidence in these kids to get up there and show off their stuff, because he's also a kid up there, speaking to them and showing off his art skills.
The club has quickly grown in popularity, now drawing in dozens of kids for every meeting. And it seems as though Drake's passion for art is rubbing off on some of the younger participants.
I just like that I get to just explore my creativity with a pencil and paper.
I have made a lot of people discover what they can do in art, and they have started to like it a lot more.
And with help from Drake, young artists feel as though they're improving with every class.
Thank you. I was very bad drawing, but I've gotten a lot better.
Reporting in Joplin, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
The Art Club meets the first Wednesday of every month at the Joplin Public Library. You can learn more on our website at koamnewsnow.com. A local homeschool co-op group in Joplin learned about STEM today at Pennington Station. The kids also got to learn a thing or two about bees. There were 4 classes on film production, coding, Lego building, and a beekeeping class taught by a local beekeeper.
More and more people are abandoning public schools because they don't feel it is doing their kids any justice, teaching them valuable life skills. And we believe here that STEM is the language of the future. And so we want to prepare them as best we can for the future.
Their final semester project will be to build a capital city out of Legos for a civilization they are creating. How cool. Well, Joplin Art Fest has a brand new feature for this year's festival, Art Fest Junior. Kids in kindergarten through 12th grade are invited to display and sell their original artwork during the festival, which takes place the 20th and 21st of this month at the Cornell Complex.
We've already have some little knitters and ceramists, people, youth making those types of things that have signed up. So we're excited to see what kind of imagination is in our next level of artists here in the area.
Head over to koamnewsnow.com for more information on the Joplin Junior Art Fest. Registration is free, but space is limited. Coming up, we'll learn about a new treatment for lice freezing the critters in their tracks. A new study from Chinese researchers finds a possible association between cardiovascular disease and mobile phone use, especially for smokers and those with diabetes. The study involved hundreds of thousands of patients without a history of cardiovascular diseases who reported on their phone use between 2006 and 2010. Researchers say that was before the use of modern smartphones, so the results need to be put in context. New technology is making lice removal cool. Fox's Desiree Fluellen visits a lice clinic in Arizona with that story.
Lice Clinics of Arizona is the only lice clinic treatment center in the state that uses cool air technology. It removes and kills these creepy crawlers.
It's going to freeze the eggs. Lice crawl through the hair and they leave eggs within an inch of the scalp, and so the freeze is going to go through and kill what's growing on the inside of it so that they aren't able to hatch.
But how do you know if these bugs have hunkered down in your luscious locks?
Like if a child says, oh, my head's been really itchy, or if parents notice a rash around the neck, or even seeing a bug in the hair can be all ways that somebody would know they had lice.
If you visit Lice Clinics of Arizona, you'll start with a $25 assessment. If you do have lice, you can get a basic treatment, or you can choose to use this cool air machine.
We hold it right about an inch down from the scalp for about 10 seconds.
This freezes and kills the eggs.
And then after we do that, we'll move through and we'll comb down another section.
After all the eggs are frozen, Holly will then go in with an oil. She'll slide that across, and this does what, Holly?
This is going to suffocate the bugs.
It's a treatment she says is 99% effective. To avoid getting lice, there are things you can do.
It's to try to keep your hair away from other people's hair, because when they touch, the bugs they don't purposely try to infect you, they accidentally climb onto your hair strand.
Well, Doug is next with a complete look at your forecast. And later, the Chiefs kick off the NFL regular season tomorrow, taking on the Ravens. We'll hear from the team about the AFC Championship rematch.
Well, an absolute nice day for us today. A little bit on the hot side. High temps right around 90 degrees, but hey, at least the humidity looks pretty good. It's been low, at least over the past couple days. Nice shot. This is our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex downtown Joplin, looking off toward the north and to the east. All right, look at our temps. Yesterday, only low to mid 80s. Today, a little bit hotter, near 90. We're going to be near 90 once again as we head into the daytime hours tomorrow. But again, the humidity is not going to be that bad. 71 in Stockton, 73 in Neosho, Miami 74. We have 77 in Chanute. But here's the key. Look at our humidity. Dew points mainly sitting into the mid 50s. So if we look at our scale, that puts us in that pleasant range, and that's where we're going to stay as we go through the next couple days. Not a whole bunch going on outside. We have pretty much clear skies at this point in time. We have a weak little wave to our south, will not affect us. Another weak little wave just to our northwest. This one will drag a cold front through, making us a little bit cooler as we head toward the weekend. Maybe a couple random showers as we get into tomorrow night. So let's go through time. We're going to back down, lower 60s later on tonight by morning. As we go through the day, plenty of sunshine. Should go into low to mid 80s by noon. Then most of us right around 90 during the afternoon, so a pretty good day. Tomorrow evening, we're going to start to watch some thunderstorms scattered, not very strong, out to our north and to our west, kind of falling apart as they push in. But we are going to get a few scattered showers. A lot of this won't even reach the ground. So sprinkles, a few scattered showers through the night into Friday morning. And then most of this will push right on out of here once we get into Friday afternoon. Look at our temps Friday afternoon, highs into the mid 80s. And then Friday night, Saturday morning, look at this. We dip down into the mid 50s. So kind of cool. Day planner for you Thursday, 63 to start, 84 by noon. High temp, right around 90 degrees. If you are heading north, Arrowhead Stadium or GEHA, if you're tailgating, upper 80s, so a little bit on the warm side, sliding back through the 70s through the game. Now I have a few little drops. There may be a quick random shower, but most of the game is looking pretty dry. Let's jump into Friday night because we have 4-state Friday night football. 80 by kickoff. We'll drop back into the 60s by the fourth quarter. So that's 2 days in a row that we're going to have pretty good football weather. And then as we go into the weekend, look at Saturday, quite a bit of sunshine, high temps, right around 80 degrees. So yeah, it's going to be hot again tomorrow, but it gets a little bit better as we go through the next few days. All right, 85 on Friday, 84 on Saturday, 82 on Sunday. A slow warming trend next week. 90s will return, but we get a pretty good stretch here over the next few days.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to the 90s returning, but like a beautiful weekend ahead of us.
Yeah,
we
the weekend
cannot
looks
complain.
great. Yep.
Cannot complain. All right, thanks, Doug. Well, Smoothie King gave Joplin residents a chance to stay cool today while giving a boost to student athletes. The company hosted a fundraiser for the Joplin High School girls' fall sports programs. 50% of all proceeds today will go to support the girls' softball, volleyball, tennis, and track teams.
And like equality is like something that's been implemented for years, and the recognition of women's sports that is on the rise as well, and so we just thought we'd be one of the forefront on that.
The goal for today's fundraiser is a couple $1,000s. Well, coming up, a look at the growing trend of Americans dining out alone. More people than ever reporting scams online. The FBI says it received more than 880,000 complaints last year alone, up 10% from 2022. Now, one of the scams involves emails that threaten blackmail and can include your name, address, and even a street view image of where you live. Experts say they often include an urgent deadline, awkward wording, or generic language. Dan Ackerman, editor-in-chief of Micro Center News, discussed these scams that may seem like they have personal information.
No matter how savvy you are, you're going to say, wait a minute, is this real? Is this me? And the good news is that 99.999% of the time, it's not. If they had something on you, they would give you a screen grab of a shot from inside your house or some detail about yourself and your life that's not just publicly available.
If you get a blackmail email, Ackerman advises do not respond. Do not pay scammers any money and report the email to your email provider as spam or phishing. Well, the saying, the more the merrier, may no longer apply at the dinner table as new data reveals a growing number of Americans are choosing to dine out alone. Fox News' Chris DeMeo reports.
Keep an eye out for this growing trend the next time you're at a restaurant. Data from the site OpenTable shows a rise in the number of people dining by themselves, with solo reservations in the U.S. up 29% over the last 2 years.
I have so many friends. I love spending time with them, but I also like to have some time just by myself.
OpenTable's CEO thinks remote work has contributed to the uptick, with folks looking for nice spots to take a break from their home offices. And officials say there's plenty of perks.
You can notice so much more, right, about the ambiance, about, the service.
The COVID-19 pandemic also swayed the importance many people placed on having company to dine with.
The stigma of dining alone has faded, but it's certainly accelerated post-pandemic.
A rise in the number of single adults could also be a factor. In 2019, the Pew Research Center found 38% of adults 25 to 54 were living without a partner, up from 29% back in 1990. While some critics say fewer people at tables can impact profits, others see solo diners as loyal customers.
Seeing a single person sit in the dining room, enjoying the experience, and they're there simply for the food and the service and the ambiance, makes me really happy.
Some restaurants are even offering exclusive services to cater to this expanding group, including specialized drink sessions with bartenders and more.
We have this little book that's kind of similar to what you'd get at an Airbnb, and guests will leave notes for the next guest who's joining us for the solo dining experience.
Chris DeMeo, Fox News.
Up next, if you're a fan of solo dining at Chipotle, they've announced a new collab where you can dress up as a burrito for Halloween. If you ever wanted to dress up like a burrito for Halloween, this may be your chance. Chipotle is already getting into the Halloween spirit. The fast casual chain is teaming up with Spirit Halloween to offer a burrito-themed costume collection. It's made up of bodysuits that are meant to resemble a Chipotle napkin, fork, water cup, burrito, and to-go bag. The costumes will go on sale starting Friday and retail for just under $40 in the U.S. and Canada. Who wouldn't want to be a to-go bag? 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports coming your way. How construction in downtown Pittsburgh is impacting nearby businesses. Plus, another federal lawsuit is filed against a Southwest Missouri boarding school over allegations of abuse.
You're watching the 4 states' most watched news.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. A number of businesses in Pittsburgh's Block 22 say construction work to fix one of the recently renovated buildings is understandable, but it's bringing unwanted pressures for their customers. KOAM's Lonnie Walton explains.
Heather Horton owns Toast, a restaurant currently surrounded by construction scuffling in Pittsburgh's Block 22 development. And she's not alone. Melissa Lewis runs a home decor next door.
It's just bad timing. That's the main thing. This fall's always very highly, busy.
If we're seeing a reduction in the time that's supposed to be our busiest time of year, that can make or break a business.
The building's owners, however, are concerned about something else breaking. President of Public Affairs and Engagement, Molly Baumgartner, says while they want to be supportive, the construction is crucial due to falling cement that is already posing a danger to the community.
The decorative cement from the top of the building, as well as some of, what was there between the bricks, was starting to pop out.
While Horton and Lewis say they've noticed the problem, it's still an inconvenience.
I mean, I think the idea is to secure the building, make sure it's safe, make sure that it's going to be good for the next 100 years, so I believe in that.
Horton may have to add a slice of patience to her menu. As Baumgartner says, construction is expected to continue into October. Reporting in Pittsburgh, I'm Lonnie Walton, KOAM News.
Baumgartner says just under 100 students live in the student housing apartments above the businesses at Block 22. A new abuse lawsuit is filed against Circle of Hope. It includes the youngest victim to take legal action against the Christian boarding school near Humansville, Missouri. The lawsuit states that from 2019 to 2020, the 13-year-old suffered extreme physical and sexual abuse. She reports being restrained, beaten, forced to stand facing a wall reading the Bible, and not speaking or moving for days on end. Therapist and fellow survivor talked about the strength it takes to come forward.
There's power in that, and the more of us who stand behind her and stand with her, it's going to be a little easier to heal, but she's got a long road ahead of her.
The criminal trial against the school co-founder, Stephanie Householder, starts next month. Another founder, Boyd Householder, died earlier this summer of a heart attack. At least 4 people were killed and multiple people injured at a mass shooting at a Georgia high school on Wednesday. Police say the suspect in the shooting is 14-year-old student who has been arrested. Fox News senior correspondent Jonathan Suri has the story.
Shots fired at a Georgia high school leads to a chaotic scene near the small town of Winder, about 60 miles northeast of Atlanta. Officers from several agencies swarming Appalachia High School as students rushed to take shelter in a nearby football field.
I was in the gym and I didn't know it was real, and I heard the sirens and everything. And towards the end of it, I heard screaming.
Just multiple gunshots, rapid fires, and 2 times, maybe 2 rounds. It was just constant, and it just didn't stop.
It was scary. My heart was kind of racing. I didn't even have my phone or anything, so I couldn't talk to my mom.
Police say the shooting started around 9:30 Wednesday morning. Multiple people were injured, and a suspect has been taken into custody.
I ask that you lift up Bear County Schools, lift up Appalachia, lift up our agencies. This is going to take multiple days for us to get answers as to what happened and why this happened.
The FBI's Atlanta field office and ATF have now joined the investigation. Attorney General Merrick Garland saying agents are on the ground coordinating with state and local law enforcement.
I'm devastated for the families who have been affected by this terrible tragedy. The Justice Department stands ready to provide any resources or support that the Winder community needs in the days ahead.
According to an Education Week analysis, there have been 22 school shootings so far this year that have resulted in injuries or deaths. This one happened a little less than a month into the new school year.
I'm just glad that he's okay. I know some families are not so lucky, but I'm glad he's okay.
The White House says President Biden and Vice President Harris have been briefed on the incident, and the administration stands ready to provide support if needed. In Atlanta, Jonathan Seri, Fox News.
A bit later, the impact of chronic absenteeism.
Missing too many days of school can seriously impact a student's academic future. I'm Kevin Cork with a look at the potential risks parents should know about. That and much more coming right up.
Well, of course, a warm one for us today. Temperatures right around 90 degrees, which I guess we can technically say is hot, but the humidity hasn't been bad, which makes it feel at least a little bit better than what it is. Nice shot, Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex, of course, downtown Joplin. Lower 80s yesterday, but today a little bit warmer. The lower levels of the atmosphere are very dry, so when we don't have much humidity, it's easy to warm up. It just doesn't feel as bad. High temps right around 90 degrees. All right, let's go outside. Temperature 74 in Monette, 72 Grand Lake, 76 in Independence, 72 in Fort Scott. And if we look at our humidity levels, our dew points are sitting into the mid 50s. And if we look at our scale, that makes it feel pretty pleasant. So kind of refreshing to pleasant. We're not up here in that muggy to soupy range, which we'll definitely take. All right, clear skies. This is what we're going to see as we go through the overnight hours tonight. If we look south, we do have a weak wave, some showers and thunderstorms. These are going to stay south of us. So we're going to focus on this next wave rolling into the northern parts of the plains. Doesn't have a lot of energy, doesn't have a lot of moisture, does have a weak cold front. So we are going to get a weak cold front. We may get a little bit of moisture, but it's not a big storm system by any means. All right, let's go into the morning. Temperature starting lower 60s. Once we get into the noon hour, we should go into low to mid 80s. And then by the time we get into the afternoon, right around 90. Very similar to what we had today. You can see this wind shift line. This is a front that is dropping in. With it, we are going to get some scattered thunderstorms, mainly to our northwest. And as these push in during the evening into the overnight hours, they will fall apart. But still some random showers. Now, the lower levels of the atmosphere are going to be pretty dry. So a lot of it may evaporate before it even hits the ground. But at least a chance to get a few light little showers tomorrow night into Friday morning. If we get anything, it's not going to be much. We'll start Friday. Few random showers. Once we get into the afternoon, look at this, mid 80s, 4 highs. And then as we go into Friday night, check this out. We drop all the way down into the mid 50s, so it's going to feel nice and fall-like across the region. All right, day planner for you Thursday, 63 to start, 84 by noon, high temp of 90. If you are going north, Arrowhead tomorrow night, kickoff 7:20, GEHA. We start into the 80s if you're doing any tailgating. Few random hit little showers, but if there are any showers, they won't last long. Let's go into Friday evening. We got Forest State Friday night, high school football, also another fantastic evening. 80 by kickoff, 66 by the time we get to the end of the game. So we get 2 days of really nice conditions. All right, 90 on Thursday, 85 on Friday, 80 on Saturday, dropping into the 50s for overnight lows. So it's going to be kind of chilly as we go into the weekend, but 90s, of course, return next week.
All right, well, enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah.
That's all I could say, because, wow,
Not too
80
bad.
degrees. We'll take it. All right, thanks, Doug. Well, possible evacuations may take effect for a Southern California city struggling with a landslide crisis. The power had to be shut off to more than 200 homes in Rancho Palos Verdes over the weekend. Dramatic land shifting has made it too dangerous to power those homes. In some areas, the ground has moved nearly 4 feet in just a month. Well, coming up in sports, the Royals and Cardinals continue their playoff push. Plus, Andy Reid and Travis Kelce preview the Chiefs season opener against the Ravens. John Dales has those stories and more up next.
Pittsburgh State football's win over Ferris State on Saturday technically took place in week 0, so there are still several teams across all of Division II that have yet to play their first contest of the season. That means the Division II coaches poll doesn't get updated this week. However, D2Football.com releases its top 25 after week 0 action. The Gorillas open the year as the number 4 team in this poll. They move up to 3 after taking down Ferris State. MIAA foe Central Missouri is number 2 in this poll. The Mules haven't played a game yet, neither has defending national champion Harding, who's in first. And tomorrow night, the Chiefs kick off the 2024 NFL season against the Ravens at Arrowhead. Kansas City is trying to become the first team in NFL history to win 3 consecutive Super Bowls and is still learning about what's different with this year's group.
It's exciting. It's the first game of the season. Everybody wants to come out and show how explosive they are, show how great or how much better they got from last year, and it's just a great opportunity to be going up against such a great team.
Yeah, we'll see what goes. I'm not sure what to anticipate or expect, but we'll see how it all works out. You got 2 good special teams going against each other, plus John's got a ton of experience there, so we'll just see how it rolls.
And you still have time to enter our Pigskin Preview sweepstakes. That offers you a chance to win 2 tickets to a regular season Chiefs game at Arrowhead when the 2-time defending Super Bowl champs face the Las Vegas Raiders on November 29th this year. You also get a parking pass and $100 to enter. Just scan the QR code on your screen right now, then navigate to the tab that says Pigskin Sweepstakes. Now to Major League Baseball, the Cardinals and Royals both wrap up very important series this evening. The Royals beat the Guardians tonight 4-1. This snaps what was a 7-game losing streak for Kansas City. Seth Lugo gets the win on the mound. That comes after he throws 7 innings, allowing just 1 earned run. The Royals score all 4 of their runs in the 4th inning, and that's a very important victory for the playoff race as we now take a look at the American League wildcard race. Entering tonight's game, the Royals are in possession of that 3rd and final wildcard spot with a 4.5 game lead on the rest of the field. And again, tonight's win should help that even more. Cardinals win tonight as well. They take down the division-leading Brewers 3-2 in extra innings. Luken Baker gets the game-winning RBI single in the top of the 10th. In the playoff race over in the NL, the Cardinals have a little bit more work to do. They're 11 games back of the Brewers in the division. Here in the wild card race, Cards are 5.5 games back of the Braves for the final spot in the postseason. Back to football, though, should be a pretty exciting next few days for especially here in the 4 states. You get the Chiefs game tomorrow. Then you get a full slate of high school football games on Friday, and then Saturday, Missouri Southern against Pitt State.
Yeah, Friday, of course, last week we had Missouri and Oklahoma, and now we're adding Kansas to the mix as well.
Yeah.
That's got a lot on your plate, John.
That we do. We're excited for it.
All right, we're back with more news after this. Here's a pop quiz for parents. How serious can the impacts of chronic absenteeism be to your child? Academic experts are sharing the results. Fox News senior national correspondent Kevin Cork takes a closer look at all the data.
With a new school year underway, education experts are sounding the alarm over the negative impacts facing students who are chronically absent from the classroom.
Chronic absenteeism to me is defined as too many absences to effectively get what you should be getting from school.
According to Tom Brady, chair of the Department of Teacher Education at the University of Mississippi, even if a student only misses 1 day of school every other week, that can add up to 20 missed days of school each year.
In elementary school, that means they'd miss about 30 hours of math, about 60 hours of English, and over the course of their schooling, they would miss about a year of schooling.
But schools are places where kids can learn more than just content from a textbook. Besides suffering academic gaps, chronically absent students can also lose out on developing critical life skills.
So you have opportunities to learn how to problem solve, how to work together, social skills, responsibility.
Data from Robert Wood Johnson Foundation finds chronic absenteeism is higher among kids from low-income households and children of color. Officials cite hunger, unstable housing and transportation, and bullying as factors that keep kids out of class. Chronic absenteeism can also raise a student's chances of dropping out of school, making them less likely to get into college and then earn a high-paying job. I'm Kevin Cork, Fox News.
Well, coming up, 2 of Saturday Night Live's biggest current stars land a new hosting gig on Peacock. Colin Jost and Michael Che team up for a new project, and Ellen DeGeneres' last comedy special is coming soon. Here's Fox's Ashley Dvorkin with the latest in the Hollywood Nation.
We are the perfect family.
Kidman's murder mystery and SNL duo land a new hosting gig, and DeGeneres gets a date in the Hollywood Nation. Ellen DeGeneres' last comedy special is coming this month. Ellen DeGeneres For Your Approval will premiere on Netflix September 24th. The show marks the former talk show host's return to the stage in 6 years. She will get personal and discuss what she's been up to since ending her daytime talk show after 19 seasons.
Let's not applaud yet.
Colin Jost and Michael Che present New York After Dark, will feature the Saturday Night Live stars hosting Peacock's first comedy special. The show will stream live from the Bell House in Brooklyn, featuring an in-person audience as well as performances from up-and-coming and established comedians. It premieres September 12th.
You okay? I keep seeing this face everywhere.
Naomi Scott spirals out of control in today's First Looks. Paramount unleashed the trailer for Smile 2, featuring Scott playing a pop star forced to take charge of her life by confronting her dark past when she starts experiencing terrifying events. The horror sequel arrives in theaters October 18th.
It's such a shock, and we're all very upset.
Nicole Kidman and Liev Schreiber star in The Perfect Couple. Netflix's murder mystery series features the duo as the head of a rich family who all become suspects when a dead body turns up on the beach during a weekend wedding in Nantucket. It starts streaming September 5th.
These people are used to getting whatever they want.
In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
And that's our time for tonight. Thanks for joining us. We're going to leave you with video of a panda's first birthday in Russia. Have a great night and an even better tomorrow.